Heck yeah. All right. Excuse me. Let's rock and roll, huh? We're here for it. Chapter 17. Christine. Why did I have the distinct feeling there was something very odd about the sexy Zamboni man? The question lingered in my mind even now, as the hum of the engine and the closeness of the man in cramped quarters was keeping me tingling all over. Even my pussy was throbbing, so much so, every time I shifted in my seat, I was reminded of the night we'd spent together. Something I told myself I'd need to shove aside. Holy shit. Those were the words, oops. Oh, you decided to tell me how good you're doing on ad block. Thank you. Thank you, Bubba. All right, let's try this again. Holy shit. Those were the two words I'd heard from my flower killer as soon as I'd opened the door. My last boyfriend, for the entirety of 4 months I'd wasted dating him, had never used those words. I'd learned the hard way that when a man used those two words in a sentence, they were usually reserved for something sports-related they'd seen on television. But Danny was genuinely shocked at seeing me in a slinky dress. My ex had almost always found a way of making fun of me. Subtle words used by a man who'd believe Rolexes were a pinnacle of success. Fudge, said that wrong. Unholy! What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, check this out. I've been doing special things with this camera angle. Ready? What if that was just me all the time? It's gonna suck my chin and lose all my masculineness. Xiomara Rodriguez, welcome, welcome, welcome. Set a crimson chin in it. Just. I don't know why I did that like 30 times before I went live. Could not stop. R.W. McNabb, author. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome, by the way. You look like a new name and a new face. Okay, I gotta turn that up. I cannot hear it. Oh, I can't hear it. Where's the volume? I'm Batman. I literally can't find the volume knob. Jesus freaking criminy. There we go. We're good. Nice to meet you. What kind of author are you? What do you write? What kind of stories? What genre? You adore me. Oh, thank you. Hello, Brittany. Hello, Brittany. Okay, are we gonna lock in today? I'm feeling like a silly goose, so this might, yeah, you know? Arr. Currently doing a full cast audiobook with 20 VAs. Hey, I hear you on that. That made me tired just reading that. That is a lot. That is a lot. Holy cow. Holy cow. Romantasy? Favorite genre. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hope it's going well. I hope you found some cool ones. Yeah. Instead of one man doing 20 voices, 20 human beings? I mean, relatively. Okay. Talking about her ex and how much of an asshole he is, using subtle words. Okay, let's get this here. Let's scroll a little bit. A little bit. What's up, Bobbert? Subtle words used by a man who'd believed Rolexes were the pinnacle of success. It had been the thing. My fucking desk made a sound. Shut up! Sorry for lashing out. It deserved it. I'm stuck doing 26 for one book. Morgan! You're cool. You know why? Obvious reasons. Yeah, there's so many. That's so many. How many do I have here? Let me count. Let me count. There's not many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 24, 24. Only 24 in this book. So far. Not that bad. What's up, Morgans? Morgans unite. We are the coolest. Hands down. Okay. Locking in for one more sentence. It had been the single time I'd allowed my mother to hook me up with someone. And then the fucking loudest vehicle drives by. Shush. It had been the single time I'd... Do what 100% hands down the best. Is it the first name or the last name? Question. Just a question. Just a question. It had been the single time I'd allowed my mother to hook me up with someone. Those had been her words when mentioning him over an ill-fated lunch. I'd spit out my red wine all over the $1,000 Prada dress. Her horror had been my amusement, but to make up for my faux pas to her, I'd been forced to agree to go out with him. Angel's Halloween Spicy Book has 13 stories. I want a male narrator to do it, but with money. Yeah. Last name? What? We both are we related? Are we related? Unholy, yeah, the money is a thing for sure. For fucking sure. Here's my dream. This is dumb. But there was this girl, like way back in the day when I went to high school. Her first name was Morgan, and I honestly, like, I wanted to marry her just so she could be Morgan Morgan. I think that's fucking hilarious. What? What? Fucking what? Morgan Morgan? So any girl named Morgan gets an automatic pass into my heart, which is terrible. That's a terrible thing to have going on. But my brain's like, you want to do that. It's silly. It's a silly fucking goose thing. Morgan, though, if your last name's already Morgan, you're either my cousin or, are we already married? Oh my God. I don't know anything about you. I'm so nervous. I gotta lock in. Holy fuck. Okay. Okay, here we go. One more line. At first, hold on. Let me just catch up with the rest of my chat. I'm not even paying attention. Unholy, just to follow up. Yeah. I tried to hire this girl, to do to work with me for one of these things, and I don't think I offered her enough, but I offered her all I could, and got the like, well, we might be able to do something down. I'm like, I fucking know, we're expensive. It's a tough life out here. It is a tough life. Married, your husband is a Morgan. Huge Morgan family in Florida. Dang. Okay. So maybe we are vaguely related because the majority of my family, I reside in Montana right now, but they are from the South. Definitely, we've got some in Florida, we've got some in Georgia, some in Alabama, all around those areas. Tons of Morgans down there. Jeez Louise. Hey, also, side note, this story's currently happening in Florida, so who knows? His grandfather had over 30 kids. People were busy. People nowadays are like, yeah, we might have one kid. We might not even get in a relationship. Back then, they're like, sit hut! Sit hut! Oh, again, sit hut! And so many kids just flying out. Wild. Oh, what's up, Levi? Long time no see. Long time no see. Less tech equals more babies. Yeah, if you can't you can't doom scroll on Instagram, I guess you're just pounding. We're not. Listen, we're G-rated today. We're not saying anything dirty. I already said the P word one time. This chapter opened up with the P word. Can't get too crazy. Anyways, Morgan, thank you for entertaining me for a little bit. Nice to be here. You're royalty, obviously. Okay, here we go. At first, the few dates had been okay. They'd turned into him trying to tell me how to dress, ordering for me at dinner, telling me in no uncertain terms being a teacher was what people with no brain resorted to, and ignoring me altogether by scrolling on his phone. How many times had he told me what an important man he was? I almost got through a whole fucking paragraph. Southern families, to be exact, my dad had 12, including me. Holy crap. I didn't know there was a whole gang of you unholy. Jeez Louise. All the nieces and nephews. Yeah. Let's see. How many? My grandpa had like 4. And they had a bunch. So the family reunion is huge. But then we turned around and just like stopped making a ton. So there was like a boom in the Morgan family. And now there's a lull. And I'm 12 years away from having a kid. Jeez Louise. This last girl I hung out with. Just no thank you. Didn't work out. It's okay. We'll try again. When? When will we try again? That's the question. Who fucking knows? Who knows? It's hard out here. It's hard to find anybody. This whole age of internet dating, it ain't cool. I'm better in person. My pictures aren't that pretty. I'm all like, check out my chin. Hi. Do you think I'm pretty? It's like all you do is play hot or not when you do internet dating. It's just like, is this person hot? Is this person not? Is this person hot? Is this person not? That doesn't get you very far. What about my bubbly personality? Fuck. There is a lull in his family. We have 2 girls. My Phil is... We need a boy. You must have a male heir to take the throne. We got... My sister's way younger than me, but she's got 2 kids. And they're both dudes. And it's my favorite thing, being an uncle. Like, they're to the point where I can just come in and, like, one of them will be on an iPad, and I'll just grab him by the leg and hold him upside down and shake him a little bit. I'm like, you got brain rot. You're going to get brain rot looking at that thing. And we just have the best time ever. And they go from, like, one day I'm the coolest in the world, and then the next day they don't even look me in the eyes. I'm like, was I like this as a kid? What the fuck is going on? Father-in-law. My husband is his only son, so it's all pressure. Pray to the fertility gods or whatever's got to happen for that business. Sarum-AKS says, FTY, guys, fitted. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck that means, but welcome. All right, we're going to lock in a little bit. Are we even going to get through this chapter? I don't even care to do it. Let's just hang out and have a good time. Okay, how many times? How many times had he told me what an important man he was as a stockbroker? When I'd had enough, that had meant tossing a glass of wine in his face at my mother's favorite restaurant. That had been the effective end of our mother-daughter relationship. 2 sentences? Holy cow, we did it. I couldn't do it. The internet dating sounds horrible. I met my husband in college. Hello, Veronica, by the way. Yeah, that'd be nice. Internet dating is literally the worst thing on the planet, but there's no other choice. One of my homies is like, just go to Target and talk to girls. I'm like, you can't like linger places and talk to chicks. They think we're all like some kind of fucking... They'd rather pick the bear or whatever. They think we're some kind of threat. I'm just like, hi, I work by myself. I haven't seen humans in thousands of years. I would just like to say hello. It's tough. It is tough. And I quit. I'll die cold and alone. It'll be fine. Okay. What kind of man am I required to be? When my current and much more handsome date asked me that question, I couldn't help but gawk for a few seconds. Were you reading my mind? Do you think I can? His grin was wide. I'm beginning to wonder. Anyway, what do you mean, what kind of man? Well, he started while twisting his hand around the steering wheel. Should I be a doctor? I know my work is beneath your parents. I can even fake being a surgeon. You might be surprised. I'll just describe the appendectomy they accidentally kept me awake on. What? You were kept awake? The anesthesia didn't work. Anyway, I can be anyone you want me to be. How horrible that I'd almost suggested he pretend to be anything but what he is. No, you don't need to do that. I don't mind. Being a Zamboni driver must embarrass you. As long as you're not a shifter, then everything will be fine. How come? My father says shifters are disgusting, horrible creatures who don't deserve to breathe clean air or live in communities. I'm about to drool, holy fuck. Okay, I'm fine. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong shit. We're locking in here. There we go. Sarim-AKS says, I don't understand. Hey, no, we don't understand. Thank you. They only deserve to be in cages. Reciting what my father had said since the monumental discovery chafed my butt to this day. Maybe I should warn Danny all over again what he was getting himself into. No, I didn't want to terrify him any more than I had. I'm sorry, just be you. I can't ask you to be anything else. He didn't say anything, which surprised me. Maybe I'd shocked him by not conforming to what my parents wanted. For once, I hadn't either. I'd chosen something I hoped my flower killer would love, and apparently, he did. Well, I had to admit the clothes I'd worn up until now had been either too skimpy or too schoolmarm-like. Seeing Danny's face and the wild look of hunger in his eyes was almost all I needed to feel more self-confident in heading to dinner. He'd even offered a slight growl in appreciation, which had turned me on more than any other sound he could make. The man who'd graced the presence of my tiny foyer had not only filled the doorway, but in the shimmer of light offered by the waning sun, he'd appeared every girl's wet dream. My, oh my, the man could clean up well. I'd casually asked him if he owned a suit, when I'd called him and he'd laughed before huffing and puffing as if pouting. I'd tried to remind myself that this was just to appease my family. By the time we'd left, my legs had been trembling. And now that we were on the outskirts of Jacksonville, I was all hot and bothered. I tried to tell myself it was all about the Trans Am and its big block engine. But somewhere 50 miles out from Tampa, I'd stopped lying to myself. Is it hot in here? I asked, while shifting in my seat before fiddling with the air conditioning vents. I'd gone out on a limb and purchased a sexy dress, one that was way over my budget. It was also on the naughty side, complete with a slit stretching precariously close to my matching panties that There's the loudest car driving by! It's fine, I'm not freaking out, it's fucking fine. I like that word, precariously. It was also on the naughty side, complete with a slit stretching precariously close to my matching panties that I'd purposely worn. No bra, a lacy thong, and fuck me pumps. Couple that with encouraging my long curls to go wild for the night, and no wonder my partner in crime had been sporting a thick bulge from the minute I'd opened the door. You bet I'd pulled out all the stops to throw in my father's face that I had a life to live. He needed to get used to the fact I wasn't going to be his go-to girl to sting his praises. Ah, what? I put a whole new word in there. You bet I'd pulled... What? That's just the wrong line. That's the wrong line. Let's scroll, dude. Come on. He needed to get used to the fact I wasn't going to be his go-to girl to sing his praises. There was no such thing as being too prepared to walk into my father's lair. My father expected perfection. No, he expected me to be someone I wasn't. A perfect angel who would do anything he wanted no matter the circumstances or the outcome, and to do so without asking a single question. I might have been raised that way, but I certainly hadn't performed to the best of my ability, at least according to him. What a jerk, you know? You know how we do. Okay, give me a second. Uno momento, por favor. Delicioso. Okay. Am I going to continue? Question mark. At least according to him. Okay, here we go. Maybe that's why I was all hot and bothered, beads of perspiration tickling both sides of my neck. I'd been forced to live by my father's rules while accepting his money for college, which I often regretted, but no longer. Sure, I'd felt guilty given the amount of money my parents had spent, even with insurance coverage, but after I'd grown into an adult, I'd come to realize there was no reason to feel guilty. They were my parents after all, and their net worth was in the high millions. Yep. Oh, good lord. What is happening? Ooh, I need to check on my 3D print. Hold on a second! Oh, hell yeah. She looking beautiful. She looking beautiful. My Etsy store is going fucking crazy right now. I don't know why. If there was one thing I'd learned from being my father's daughter, it was that money couldn't buy happiness. My parents were two of the most miserable people I'd ever met. Sekachu says nuclear development is just a pretext, isn't it? So, it's just a money grab for oil interest, question mark. It's funny how they avoid attacking China or Russia. Hey, dude, you're a bot. Jesus fuck. Why are you here? Why are you here saying these things? You could say anything. You could say so many things, and that's what you spew out. You are for sure a bot. We don't like bots. We don't like bots at all. Bots are body. Bots are too body. What you printing? I'm printing. Currently, I'm printing a. It is Brutus. I make solar lights. I make little tiny solar lights, and they're cute. I got into it because my dog. I got two new puppies, and they would take the solar lights in the backyard and think the stakes were something they needed to chew on, and so I had like a bunch of the tops. Then I had a 3D printer because I was rebuilding a truck, and I had to do these custom things, and I was like, fuck, maybe I should make custom stakes to hold these lights. I had a whole gang of lights. So I made a bunch of them and ended up making a Etsy store and have been selling them on there. Turns out people love their mascot. I had this idea where I'm going to make. By the way, I make a Florida Gator one. I cannot print them fast enough. You Florida people love your Florida Gators. Holy crap. And I make a ton of them. I'm making some Brutus ones for Ohio State right now. Few orders. I got 3 orders of that. I got 1 Millennium Falcon one where I replaced the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon with the solar light itself. It's one of my favorites. And 1 Florida Gator that I have to paint and all that stuff. You lived in Gainesville? Hell yeah. That's where you met the hubby. Yeah, you Florida people, diehard Floridian fans, and I respect that. You guys are funding. You're funding me, so hell yeah. You got a bamboo printer? Yeah, they're fun. They're good shit. I've got 2 Crealities. I got 2 K1Cs, and I'll probably get a third. Dude, Japan is purchasing military aircraft that it doesn't even want. You are purchasing space in my brain that I don't want either. Go away. Golly. Get your shit out of here. The fuck you on about? I'm normally a nice person, but you're being dumb. You're being, dare I say it? No, I'm not going to say it. We're G-rated today. Listen, I'd block them, but the engagement's nice. Hey, put some likes in there. Do some things. Sekachu with a bunch of numbers. That's how I know you're a fucking bot. Sekachu 27463. Is that because they blocked you fucking 27,462 times? Good lord. I'm just staring at it, waiting for him to say something dumb again. Chloe Harrow writes, another author? Question mark. Thank you for the follow, and I appreciate you being here. We're not crashing out today. We're having a good old time. Okay, let's lock in here. I'd ever met. You can turn up the air if you need to, my date told me. Was he grinning? So I did, flicking the knob to high. Which didn't do much of anything. I was so anxious that I leaned over, fanning my face in such a way as to try to push with the loudest fucking trucks driving by. Okay. Okay. Yes, an author. Love your voice. Oh, thank you. What kind of author? What do you write? What kind of things do you do? Fanning my face didn't do much of anything. Okay, much of anything. I was so anxious that I leaned over, fanning my face in such a way as to try to push more air in my direction. Now, I was panting like some wild animal. Hearing a slight chuckle, I snapped my head in his direction. Are you making fun of me? How could I make fun of a woman so beautiful? Uh-huh. You're just trying to get on my good side. As soon as he rolled to a stop at a traffic light, he threw me a look that could easily ignite a fire. Maybe. Is it working? Very funny. I don't think your air conditioning is working at full capacity. Maybe I just make you hot. Did you ever think of that? Very slowly, I threw him a look. Nice try, but no. You're average at best. She's throwing out some fucking serious shit. Dark romance. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I love me some dark romance. I could never be a narrator where I live. I live in a military air station. Hey, guess what? This is funny. I live at a place, I'm not afraid to tell you. I live at one of the biggest military bases in the entire country. One of them, a few of them. This town wouldn't exist if this base wasn't here. And boy, oh boy, sometimes they're like, I'm gonna take my helicopter up and just fly it in circles. We're just gonna do circles all day because they're just getting their time in. Oh. It is loud sometimes. Fucking loud. Lately, it hasn't been that bad. You live in Cherry Point. I have not heard of that, but if it's anything like it is here, it used to be a lot worse. They took the jets away a few years ago, so at least we don't have jets ripping across the top of our city all the time, which, oh my God. Like, I don't hear it. I don't hear it unless I'm narrating, but geez Louise. I game like every other dude does and stuff. And, we'll be hanging out and I'll be gaming. And then all of a sudden, like, my entire studio will just be like, and you're like, what's going on? I'm like, I think a helicopter's landing on top of my house. That's what I think's happening. I'm just doing drills. It is what it is. Marine Corps Air Station, nothing but jets. Woo! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You took all our jets. Have fun with that shit. Golly, dude. Just screaming across the sky. Just screaming. It is an F-35. Harriers and F-35s. Yeah. You're taking everything that we used to have. You work from home and oftentimes I'm like, one moment, please. Jet rumbles the whole house. Yep. Yes, sir. One time I remember, they got in trouble, but they were doing some experimental shit or whatever, and they had somebody they broke the sound barrier above the city. And I remember when it happened, because I was sitting on the couch, it shook everything so hard. I'm not even kidding you. I fell off the couch. It made like some news coverage. Like it was like a big thing. Because you don't know if you know this. You're not supposed to break the sound barrier above where people live. Good Lord. I was fucking confused. I was like 14 years old. Sekachu, I'm not even going to read your shit anymore. Just know that I hope that you drown. I'm going to get banned on TikTok for hate speech. It's fine. Average at best. Okay. Yeah, but we don't have those anymore. Now we have a lot of helicopters, and every once in a while we have the nukes here. It's Montana. We keep all the nuclear missiles somewhere around here, and they like transport them to and fro sometimes. That's all our military actions. Fun fact: I used to work on the base. I used to do their lawn when I was going to college. All right, she's yelling at him. You have artillery here, lots of it. Golly. Well, at least we're prepared. At least we are prepared. Were you military yourself, or you just live there? Live around it. Oh, a win with the zingers. I couldn't help but smile. The truth was, every time I looked at him, I wanted to jump straight into his lap. That wasn't like me in the least. I was a good girl. Well, most of the time. Your husband's active. Makes sense. Yeah, I ended up here. You didn't ask, but I'll tell you, my grandpa got stationed up here. And that's how my dad ended up here a little bit. And then he was here, he was in the military, and they ended up sending him to Greenland. And he's like, the second I get fucking back, I am leaving the military. I guess Greenland's enough to break you. And he wanted nothing else to do with it, so he met my mom. He came back, met my mom immediately, and that's why we are still here. I was never military myself, but everybody else in my family was. Don't blame him. Bahrain almost did that. I don't know what that is, but I can tell you it probably is not pleasant. Most things aren't. So, why had all my thoughts since asking him to join me for dinner been about devouring him instead of food? It didn't make any sense to me. Sure, he was hot, but my pussy was throbbing to the point I was ready to drive my fingers between my legs to garner some relief. And forget about my nipples. They were swollen and so red, I'd be concerned. I didn't say the right word, shit! Middle East desert? Thank you. Hey, pass. Hey, desert life? No, thank you. Good lord. But also, I appreciate the ones who do that stuff. I do. Hey, bot. I don't even know why I'm talking to a bot. It's fine. How do I... Okay, I can figure this out. Check this out. Check this out. Hey, Sekachu, I'm gonna block you because I think you're a douchebag. His name is now Bot. Yes! Fuck off, Bot! Fuck off, Bot. It doesn't let me do it through Streamlabs, which pisses me royally the fuck off. Can do it here. Let's go here. Bow, bow, bow. You've even got a display picture of some chick? Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Okay, is it gonna let me sign in, or am I gonna have to do a bunch of bullshit? Welcome to live chat. Hello, my friend. Sekachu, thank you for showing up. I'm lying. I'm lying to you. I don't thank you at all. I don't. I'm upset that you're breathing right now. I'll be honest with you. It's making me mad. I'm gonna block you, and I hope I never see you again. Bye! Oh, that made me so happy. And I deleted all your dumb messages. Fuck. God damn. This is what I hate about the internet. You come saying that shit to my face, I will slap you. I will slap you across the goddamn face. I'm gonna get banned on TikTok for hate speech. They don't like this stuff. But I do not tolerate that kind of bullshit. Get out of here. Get out of here with that your little fucking keyboard warrior bullshit. God. Yeah. 100%. Hell yeah. We ain't baby shit soft around here. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyways. Back to being... we ain't baby shit soft, and then I'm gonna go back to being a girl. Here we go. Ahem. My pussy's throbbing. Okay, let me talk about my nipples. Oh, we're not even gonna mute. We're not even gonna mute. They were swollen and so red, I'd been concerned for a little while after taking a shower. Can I ask you a question? Oh, that's the wrong voice. Can I ask you a question? I threw out. I have a feeling you're going to ask me anyway, even if I say no. You'd be right. How is it possible that the cut under your eye healed so quickly? Spoiler alert, he's a fucking shifter. We are here for a good time. Yeah! I'm writing while listening to you, and you're making me laugh too hard to focus. Well, like I said earlier at the beginning of this chat, we're having a silly goose time today. We're having the best time we can have. Why? I don't know. I just woke up feeling that way. I'm gonna roll into that one, and I'm happy to be of some amusement. Okay. Fun fact, you guys don't know this because you're halfway through this story. He's lying to her about who he is. I don't know if you picked up on that. His buddy is named Danny, who was the Zamboni driver, and he just stole his jacket and is like been straight up lying to this very nice young lady about who and what he is. Foreshadowing? Foreshadowing. He seemed put off by my question. You just thought it was a deep cut. It wasn't. You forget I touched your face. I felt the cut. It was deep enough I was concerned you needed stitches. I think you were just excited. It's a little sore, but that's it. When he touched his face, his dark chuckle should annoy the hell out of me. Instead, I was even more turned on than before. Ooh, she's asking the big questions. He's gonna lie again! Motherfucking liars! Stop lying. You only dig holes. We're here for a good time because we can. Yeah! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oops. Okay. Uh-huh. Are you a shifter? My question startled him to the point he pressed his foot down on the accelerator, almost causing us to get into an accident. Why am I so burpy today? Jesus. Do I look like a shifter to you? I don't know what shifters look like. In truth, I think they're nothing but figments of people's imaginations. Oh, you do, huh? Even after all the sightings? You know how the press is. If they do exist, they aren't just walking around amongst us. That's crazy. I was now using both hands to try to get more air. It wasn't working. I was close to suffocating. Oh my gosh. Okay. From what I understand, they do exist. Then, how do I recognize one? He rubbed his jaw. Honestly, I don't know if there's a... Fuck! Say the line, dude! Say the fucking line! I read for a living. Should be easier than this. Honestly, I don't know if there's any telltale sign. Was he grinning at me? Oh, the arrogance of the man. I'd been right in the first place. I want to read for a living. It's fun. It is fun. It's not bad. It's a good time. It has its good days and bad days, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. I will say, I'll give Piper Stone credit where credit is due. I am blessed that, I don't know, I've been doing this for almost 9 years now. Getting picked up by Stormy Night Pubs, oof, what a fucking, mwah, what a little gift, what a little nectar of the gods. Haven't had to spend my days auditioning, which is, I mean, auditions are fun, but it's just like, it's just, fuck. It's nice to be able to work for a publishing house that is just like, good stories. I'm a werewolf shifter hockey player. Yes! It is fun. It is a good time. I'm an insurance agent, and my pay and benefits are amazing. Well, I have no insurance, and the pay, well, I'm alive. I'm doing the best I fucking can. Ugh. That's what I would love to do. Do you narrate at all? Do you do these things, or are you just a fan of the books? That's how I got into it. I was commuting to I had an adult job. I used to work in neurointerventional radiology. I was a very fancy human being doing very cool things with very cool people. Just to realize that working in the medical field, I think insurance is, no offense, but insurance made me quit that job. I don't give a fuck. I cannot work in the medical field anymore. It is just it was draining my soul. And I was listening to audiobooks on my commute to and from work, and I was like, you know what? I like my commutes more than I like my job. So I did a switcheroo. I left the medical field. It was rough. It was rough. I was a paramedic for a long time. That was fun. It sucked when I started working in the clinic. Being a paramedic was fun because like you can deal with the shitty pay and the shitty hours cuz you literally are like you're actually touching people's lives. You're changing their day to day. Sometimes, yes, it is just picking up somebody who's had back pain, chronic back pain for 15 years, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, with 90 people in the household, all of them having cars, they have to call 911 for some reason. There's a lot of that bullshit. However, sometimes you actually do some real shit, and it's nice. However, when you start working in the clinics, whew, you're just a fucking pawn, dude. You're just a pawn in the fucking game. And people are just dollar signs. That's all they are. You do personal insurance, auto and home insurance. Oh, hell yeah. You were a CNA in pre-med and the death in a nursing home. Yeah. Nursing homes are interesting places to exist in. We used to have this place. It's closed, so I can talk shit about it for sure. It used to be called Missouri River Manor, and we would call them Worms at the Merm. Because like you would show up and it was literally like some kind of horror movie scene. Like you're walking through and you're like, did somebody call for an ambulance? And the halls are deserted, and every once in a while there's a 112-year-old guy with just the look of like, where am I? Just walking by himself down the hallway to nowhere, and you're like looking, you are searching for a human being with competency to at least point you in the right direction. And the person that you find goes, well, shit, I just got off vacation, so I don't know. And this guy over here, I don't know if he's doing too well. And then you go and look in the room and he's been having a stroke for fucking 12 years. Holy fuck, dude. Some of these facilities, insane. Hospice care. It was an amazing nursing home, great care, but losing so many grams and grandpas. That tough as fuck. This is my favorite thing, by the way. My favorite thing was these little old ladies. Because when I was doing it, I started before I was even 21 being a paramedic. And I was like a young, strapping young man and all this shit. And you pick grandma off the ground and you give her a little bit of morphine and like because her fucking hip just exploded into fucking sawdust. That's what happens when you get old. And she's hurting, and you give her just a little dose of morphine, and now she's like a little loopy, and she's feeling funny. And I don't know how many grandmas would hit on me. They would just want this. Here's what my patient care turned into. I do their vitals. We get her comfortable, a little bit of IV, a little bit of morphine, and then all they wanted to do was hold my hand. That's all they wanted to do. Hold my hand and tell me I'm cute. And holy fuck, if that like it's not like flexing my ego or anything, but it was just nice to like be something fun for some 95-year-old lady that was just, doing the best. I'm sure when you get old, it's just lonely. It's already lonely. I'm fucking 37. It's already lonely. I'm sure it only gets lonelier. But those are the calls I miss the most. They're fucking fun. You just pick them up. They're like, ooh, you're strong. You're like, I got you. I got you. I'll get you wherever you need to be. There's something else. Both male and females hit on me daily back then. Dude, the dirty old men. Golly. Once you turn to a certain age, you're just like, you just get free reign to be the dirtiest man on the planet sometimes. I swear to God. It is insane. It is insane. I do miss that shit. I actually had a paramedic dream the other night. It's fucking weird. I usually don't dream. I don't know. Anyways. In a nursing home, always knock. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Earmuffs and blindfolds. Oh golly. I heard a rumor before we're off this subject. I heard that these nursing homes are actually like a spring break for the old folks. And Grandma's just out here throwing it back or some shit. Oh my God. Oh. Hey, at least they're. You know what? Good on them, though. Good on them. Live your life, man. You're almost to the end of it, huh? I'm gonna throw up, but have a good time. Have a good time, Grandma and Grandpa. Oh, okay. Can we even lock in after this? Giant swingers clubs? Yo. Listen, if I'm paying you $3,200 a month to feed me this food, I better be able to, take the little blue pill. I always think they're innocent. They ain't innocent. We're all just children. We are children of God being silly gooses. Okay. Let's get a couple more sentences. Dude, I have lost myself in this script so bad. Oh my gosh. Excuse me while I be disgusting for a second. Spring is springing around here. Oh, I gotta be close. Nope. Fuck. We are all just in denial. Yeah. Yep. And that's fun. The arrogance of the man. Okay, this is an easy thing to find. There it is. I found it. Ooh, we're right at the top of the script. Dum. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I'd been right in the first place. My turn for a question. Why are you so nervous about having dinner with your parents? Just wait until you meet them. Then you'll completely understand. They've tried to control my entire life since birth. Man, I'm full of saliva today. They've tried to They've tried to control my entire life since birth. Meaning they're insufferable. Just wait. It's way too hot in here. Shifting back, I pressed the button for the window. The whirring sound indicated that the motor was. Why did I roll my fucking R on that? Oh my God, Carmen, ladies and gentlemen, Morgan and Chloe, we are amongst royalty now. Carmen has entered the chat. She's another narrator. She's the goat. The whirring sound indicated that the motor was working, but the window wasn't budging. When I smacked my fist against it, not once, but twice, his reaction was swift. Somehow, while still driving, he managed to unfasten his seatbelt, reach over and grab my arm. The shot of electricity from his touch was as unnerving as the heat rushing through my system. You're going to break the window. I need air. You're just anxious, but I have a cure for that. He insisted. What's that? Are we going to stop at a bar so I can get a blind... Fuck! What's that? Are we going to stop at a bar so I can get blind stinking drunk? Sounds great, but if I do, I won't be able to act like a lady. Whoa, voice? What happened? Sounds great, but if I do, I won't be able to act like a lady. Which is... I managed to jerk my arm free. Wow. I managed to jerk my arm free, pounding 3 more times. Necessary according to the rules. Why else would I be in this ridiculous dress? His sigh turned into yet another husky growl, just seconds before he was forced to swerve to avoid a near head-on collision. I have something better than alcohol. Just stop. I can't. The moment he was required to stop at another traffic light, I yanked at the door handle, managing to climb out. What the hell? Smack in the middle of the road, he obviously put the gear... Smack in the middle of the road, he obviously put the gear into park, because before I could take 2 steps away, he was right beside me, in the middle of traffic. With horns honking, he pushed me against the other side of the car. "Just let me go," I insisted. "Not until you calm down, and there's only one way of making that happen." "What?" "This." He jerked me into his arms with enough force I teetered forward on my heels. He jerked me into his arms with enough force I teetered forward on my heels. With one arm wrapped around my waist and his other hand gripping my hair, he was easily able to dip me into an arc, just before his lips crashed into mine. As I'd experienced the few nights before, the electricity was all over the place, crackling like a live wire dancing in the wind. Instantly, my nipples were taut, completely aroused, and pushing against my silk dress. He didn't breathe, nor was he gentle, sweeping his tongue inside. The taste of his mouth was better than before, and the sensuality to his kiss pulled me into a moment of utter rapture. He didn't oh my god, I just said the same fucking thing! Before I knew what I was doing, I wrapped one arm around his neck, tangling my fingers in his hair. My god, the moment shared, let's say the words right. My god, the moment shared was wild. People all around us gawking, gasping from the sight of 2 nutcases acting out in the middle of traffic. He rubbed his hand up and down my finally settling. Okay, lock in, dude. He rubbed his hand up and down my back, finally settling it under my bottom. When he lifted me off the pavement, I was lightheaded, falling into the sweeping effect of bright stars. While the man was a brute in every way, he could kiss like he'd been born to do so. Naughty images floated into my mind of being naked in front of a fire, kissing and tasting each other for hours. I was shocked into non-movement and utter silence. I shifted my hips back and forth, stars floating in front of my eyes, envisioning his big, fat cock. Seconds later, he pushed me back until my butt hit the Trans Am, and it was all I could do not to wrap my legs around him. That wouldn't be very ladylike, especially since we had an audience. I pressed my bent leg against his thigh, wondering if he was able to gather a whiff of how wet I was. My thong was soaked, my pussy throbbing. But, oddly enough, I was panting for an entirely different reason. He kept me pinned against the car, with no possibility of movement. The kiss was wild and intense, his body molding into mine. The jolts of current continued, one coming right after another. While horns honking had led people to shouting, he certainly didn't seem to care. As far as Danny was concerned. Wabam! As far as Danny was concerned, there was no one else around. There was no way of preventing myself from enjoying the moment, yielding to his muscular body as much as to his rough kiss. I rolled my arms around his neck while he swept his tongue inside, and within seconds, I was much calmer. Finally, he broke the intimacy, yet remained close. Our breathing labored. "You can't run away from me," he whispered in a tone that was... I mumbled! He whispered in a tone that was both possessive and seductive. "Why's that?" "Because I will hunt you down." "Hey, get out of the street!" someone yelled. "Get a room!" someone else piped in. Shut up! That's romantic! The woman's voice made me laugh. I wasn't certain about romantic since we were holding up traffic and could even get ourselves killed, but I'd go with it. He grinned, cocking his head slightly. You ready? I'm still hot, all over. Oh, I know you are, but I'm going to take care of that. Do you trust me? Should I? His laugh sent a shiver all the way to my pointed toes. Probably not. Then I guess I will. Atta girl. 2, 3. Oh my god. Lots of pages left. We're almost through the chapter. It'll be fine. Backing away, he motioned toward the open passenger door. Then get in. I said that so weird. Then get in. He took my hand, and I'd be damned if people were clapping from inside their cars. What I couldn't understand was the strong connection I felt to the man. He was cute, as handsome as any man I'd ever seen, but I was burning up inside. Maybe I was coming down with something. No, I wasn't going to allow myself to think about being sick. Not now. I had a life to live for one thing, and I'd need to get through a dinner that would test all my patience. As soon as I was settled, he even rushed me over. No! As soon as I was settled, he even reached over to grab my seatbelt. I said that weird. As soon as I was settled, he even reached over. Fuck! As soon as I was settled, he even reached over me to grab the seatbelt. I held up my arms, staring into his eyes as he studied me. Mr. Blue Eyes. They appeared more intense tonight, so much so, my breath was stripped away. He was smirking when he closed the door, providing me with an athletic... I'm just fucking adding words! BRB? Alright, we'll see in a bit. Providing me with athletic antics by jumping over the hood of the Trans Am. As soon as he was inside, he didn't waste time with his seatbelt, gunning the engine, then flooring it as he moved through the light. I had no idea where he was going. As long as he could provide me with some relief from the excessive heat, I was all for it. While he drove, I pressed my fingers against my lips after tasting blood. I'd be damned if he hadn't bitten my lip. Within seconds, I was laughing. To see him toss his head in my direction only fueled the amusement. Now that it was dark. Fuck. How did I lose my spot that fast? There it is. Now that it was dark outside, all I could see were fleeting images of his face as the city lights flashed by the vehicle. But I could sense his hunger, just like I'd felt it when he was leaning against me. Now, being a bad girl, often I couldn't control my actions around him. I seemed to have zero self-control. So when I slipped my hand onto his leg, he was surprised at first, but certainly didn't object. At least not until my fingers crawled to the thick bulge between his legs. Then he shifted in his seat, every breath he took more of a guttural grunt, which I adored. He constantly threw me looks that did nothing to help with the condition I was in. Hot all over, wet and throbbing. The ache in my pussy was ridiculous. I'd never experienced anything like what was happening deep within my body. Not once. You know, I liked the idea of us being a couple. As he'd done before, his words caught me off guard. Remember what I told you? Oh, I know what you told me. I just don't believe you. He made a turn, and I hadn't been He made a... Fuck! Okay. He made a turn, and I hadn't been paying attention to where he was going, but I knew we were no longer headed to my parents' house. Where are you taking me? It's a surprise. What if I don't like surprises? He took a deep whiff, another smile slipping across his face. When he allowed another growl to slip past his lips, I squeezed the very bulge I'd been salivating over. Pretending to be a werewolf? I'd be damned if he didn't let off a howl. At this point, I couldn't see his face. The only light, the limited stream of moonlight coming in through the windows. My body started thrumming, tickling sensations reaching my toes all over again. Now, I was the one who had to take a deep breath. What in the world was he doing to me? Or was the reaction I had to him entirely chemical? I didn't know, but at this point, I realized he'd driven into a park. At night. A park. What are you doing? You'll see. As soon as he found a location to pull the car into, he put the gear into park and rolled down the windows. There's a surefire way to get rid of anxiety. Oh, there is, huh? Now, what would that be? When he reached over me, unfastening my seatbelt, I was overwhelmed with his scent. Tonight was all about provocative... I missed the word! Tonight was all about the provocative selection of leather and cedar, sharp and smoky, that reminded me of him. I was already lightheaded, which was why when he pushed his seat back, I became the sudden aggressor, crawling into his lap. There was something very naughty about straddling his legs while knowing my dress had been pushed up to the crease in my thighs. He took a deep breath, blowing the hot air across my face and neck. What do you have in mind, you beast? The way he laughed was as if I'd stumbled on a secret. Whatever the lady would like. Oh, you shouldn't do that to a girl. I shifted back and forth, creating a heated wave of friction. I'm not doing anything to a girl, he mused, while rubbing his palms down my back with a tenderness that didn't fit him. But I threw my arms over his shoulders, lowering my head until our lips were almost touching. For a moment, we were silent, the only sound our labored breathing and the hard thumping of my heart. For a moment, we were silent, the only sound our labored breathing and the hard thumping of my heart. The sound was finally so loud he narrowed his eyes. We both burst into laughter at the same time. I take it you're excited, he said in a deep, highly contagious voice. About? Just using the tips of his fingers, he rolled them down my back as he'd done before. He rolled them down my back as he'd done before, only this time he tugged on my dress. This. Just like he'd done before with this magical... Fuck! Just like he'd done before with the magical kiss, he was providing me with a detailed physical explanation of how to best calm down an anxiety-driven woman. I'd be damned if he didn't push me down onto the seat. Somehow, with his huge muscles, he was still able to lift his body enough so he could yank the hem of my dress up all the way, exposing the very wet lace I'd been worried about before. When he brushed the tips of his fingers along the insides of my legs, I sucked in and held my breath. The sound of night creatures seemed to be coming from every direction. The sound of fuck! The sound of night creatures seemed to be coming from every direction. There were dozens of them, crickets and other wildlife I couldn't ascertain. The sound coming through the open window was strangely comforting, enough that I wasn't worried about being caught, unless a serial killer was using the woods as his hunting ground. When my date for the evening reached my panties, I was brought back to what we were doing, the crazed hunger furrowing deep inside. "What are you doing?" Danny didn't respond at first, running his fingers under the lace of my thong. I was surprised my body reacted involuntarily, and I lifted my hips so he had a much easier time removing the thin barrier. He was more graceful in removing them than I'd envisioned, twirling them on his finger, the moonlight streaming in, catching his evocative action. When he pocketed them, I laughed. "I'm going to need those back," I insisted. Then you're going to need to earn them. Then you're going to need to earn them, little girl. And to answer your question about what I'm doing," he allowed the comment to linger while he bent, lifted, and spread my legs wide. With another growl filling the cab of the Trans Am, he lowered his head. I'm feasting like the king of the wild." Hooray! That's chapter 17, and guess what? Chapter 18 is already done. I narrated it. It's a big old scene where they do the dirty. So when I come back tomorrow, just assume they did the thing, and we'll start with chapter 19. Morgan, it's nice to meet you. Tough Pudding, thanks for joining. And everybody else, we will see you tomorrow. I'll love you tomorrow. It's only